My name is Moi Moi. I'm also known as that mom of five. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a newbie, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome, and thanks for staying from the beginning till right now. And for those of you who are new on this channel, I share my journey as a student nurse. I also do some sort of lifestyle video which includes healthy eating, healthy food, staying fit, mommy vlogs, a bit of rant, and some story time. So if this is what you love to see more on my channel, then feel free to click on the subscription button below, hit on the notification bell, like, give me a comment, and share this video as well. And so without wasting much of your time, I have come to show you how I prepare one of the most popular meals in Nigeria. It's called Moi Moi, which is made out of beans. And the most popular beans that is being used is the honey beans, which we call oloyin. Honey beans is one of the sweetest beans, so that is what I'm going to be using in this recipe, and I'm going to be showing you how I make my own tantalizing, yummy-licious, delicious, seven mountainish moi moi. And you can enjoy this either with rice, either with ogi, either with custard, either with gari. In fact, you can eat it on its own, and the most special way people normally eat it with is with bread. Yeah, hot, fresh bread. So without wasting much of the time, we're just going to dive into the list of recipe, and stay tuned. Into the list of the recipe. So the most important recipe, or the item on the recipe, is beans. So this has been washed, properly cleaned, and is ready to be used. So I've got in this weed bowl here, I've got blended crayfish, I've got stock cubes, which I've added a bit of hot water just to melt it, because I don't like, when you eat some sort of food and then you mistakenly or accidentally bite on seasoning. I don't like that happening. So I've got in here, I've got corned beef, I've got my mackerel fish, I've got sliced onions, I've also got some Scotch bonnet and some red chili pepper, I've got my bell pepper, I've got some onions, garlic, and ginger. Here I've got diced boiled eggs. In here I've got prawns, and then I've got my avocado. If you know me by now, you know I only cook with avocado oil. I've also got salt in there. I've got my dried thyme, and I've got my dried curry. So the next phase now is to show you towards the blender, and then we're going to blend this up. Right guys, so right now I'm going to be pouring some of the beans into the blender. So I want to, before I go ahead, I will implore you to invest in a very durable and strong blender. This is the Ninja Bullet brand of blender. This is the brand, I don't know if you can see it, and it's very, very powerful. Like, I've had my fair share of buying all these mini blenders and they keep breaking, but I had to make up my mind. To purchase this Ninja one, and see, the best. It can grind anything, so try and invest in a good one. So I've got one of those, and look at the sharpie thing, like the blending thing inside it. It's no joke. So try and invest in a very strong and durable blender. So we're going to be pouring a bit of water into the blender there, and I'm going to be adding, well, I'm not going to blend all of these beans at once. I'll probably do it maybe two or in 3 batches. So I'm just going to pour that into the blender just now. So that's the beans in the blender now, and then some of the peppers, I'll just put it in bit by bit, because I'm going to have to do this maybe twice, bit by bit. Then some of the bell pepper, like that, and some of the onions and ginger. That's that, and that is all that is going in the blender just now. So I'm going to pop this. this is the outcome of the beans. Remember, when you are blending your beans, you want to blend with as little water as possible, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be adding your oil or whatever liquid you want to add. So when you're blending, make sure you're blending with as little water as possible. I don't know if you're able to see the texture, but this is what the texture looks like. Really soft. But before going ahead, I'm going to be doing something else that will give me a very fluffy, very fluffy texture. In order to get that fluffy texture, I'm going to be using my hand mixer to put in some hair into it. You would do this as well for if you're making beans cake, which is akara. So with this, I'm gonna be whisking it with my mixer to add in some hair into this, so that it gets really fluffy. So before I proceeded to do anything, I'm going to be whisking the beans with a hand whisk, and the purpose of this is to give it a very fluffy texture. That is, when you eat it, it's very soft, it melts in your mouth. And if you're going to make akara, you want to do the same as well. And with the beans, you want to blend with as little water as possible, because you're still going to add your vegetable oil, you're still going to add whatever it is you want to add into this. And if you think you need more water, start blending with as little water, and later on you can add more water if you want to, because you don't want your marmite to turn out too watery, and with enough water, you don't want your marmite to turn out too hard. So in this instance now, like I showed you earlier on, this is what the beans looks like. I poured it out into a big bowl, so I have enough space. So right now, I'm going to be using my wicks to whisk the beans to put in small hair. And I must say, when you are whisking, it's going to cause a lot of mess. I've got a napkin in my back pocket. So that's me done whisking that for about 3 minutes. So while the mixing was going on, I'm going to start adding my seasoning, salt, whatever, to make sure it's well incorporated. So the first thing I'm going to add, all of this, I'm just going to highball them, like maybe a teaspoon of seasoning. So this is thyme. I'm just eyeballing it for like a teaspoon. That's that added. I'm going to add curry into the mixture. Like I said, I'm eyeballing it. And I'm going to add my a tablespoon of dried and blended crayfish. Maybe a tablespoon of that one, to give you that prawn taste. There we go. And then I've got seasoning cubes, which I added hot water into so it melted. You don't want to be eating your moi moi and then you hate like half melted Maggi in the moi moi. You don't want that happening. So this is me just making sure that it's well melted. So you can see it's still quite, like, there's a little bit left in it. So right, that's that. I'm just gonna pour that into it. So that's the Maggi. And at this instant, I'm not going to add salt yet. I'm going to make sure I've added all of my ingredients. Then I'll feel for taste, and then if I need more salt, and then I'll add more. But in this instance, with all of what I've added so far, I won't be adding salt because corned beef contains a lot of salt. So I'll probably do the tasting afterwards. So in the meantime, I'm just going to incorporate all of the seasoning into the beans. So before I go, I'm just going to add my avocado oil. Maybe like 1/4 cup of avocado oil, or any kind of oil that you prefer. So let's say like 1/4 cup. That's that. I'll whisk this up and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay. So right guys, I've already mixed the texture, and be careful, it's gonna make a lot of mess, you know. So alright guys, I've already mixed the oil, the Maggi, the prawn powder, all already in the mixture. So right now I'm going to add the corned beef. Like I said earlier on, I've not added salt to this because corned beef contains a lot of salt, so I don't want to show whereby I will add the salt and they add the corned beef and it will be too salty. So when you're making moi moi, you want to make sure salt is the last thing you're adding in. So hence why I'm going to add the corned beef just now. Add the corned beef and I'm going to incorporate this together. Then I'm gonna feel for salt. Easy peasy. So I only need a tiny bit of salt. So guys, that's me done with all the packaging. So I've got like about 25 tubs of the same size of this in this pot. So right now I'm just gonna get a tin foil. So that's that covered. So like I said, I've got about 25 tubs in here. I'm gonna cover it up, cook on full heat for about 45 minutes. So because normally when you cook beans on its own, it takes a while for beans to get cooked. So that's how we're gonna cook this as well. So I'm gonna cook this for about 45 minutes, and after then I'll come back and show you what this delicacy looks like. I hope the means of how I prepare this is quite straightforward in terms of the recipe, in terms of how I've added the seasoning. I'm pretty much sure it's simple and straightforward. And again, like I said, we'll be back in 45 minutes to show you how this moi moi elemi meji looks like, and I'll be back shortly. Hi guys, so it's been 45 minutes that the moi moi has been cooking, and this is what it looks like. You can see it's really an elemi meji moi moi. I absolutely love moi moi. My kids are already waiting by the kitchen door to have theirs, and like I said, I've got like 25 pieces there and all the way to the back, so they're all waiting to have a go. So if I guess right, this is gonna last a day or two. As for me, I can't sweat all the sweat I've been sweating in the kitchen, and I will not have any of this. So I'm gonna be having either one or two of these just on its own, and then the remaining for my family. Yeah, that's my yumilicious, tantalizing, homemade moi moi, and it is very yummy. Look at that. Look at that, sitting nicely on the moi moi. It's really yummy. Yep. So guys, that's me finished cooking. I can't wait to settle into this my mind now. And if you have enjoyed this recipe, don't forget I am on Instagram and known as that mom of 5. So if you reciprocate or if you prepare this recipe just as I've mentioned here, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I am known as that mom of 5 on Instagram. Tag me in your pictures, tag me in any of your cooking videos, and I will definitely check them out. And also let me know if you've enjoyed this video, and if you have watched me till now and you have not subscribed, go and click on the subscription button, like this video, give me a comment, hit on the notification bell, and of course share this lovely video so that others could learn from it as well. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.